So the next aspect we're going to look at is positive and negative space. Positive space is the area of an image that makes up our interest, or maybe the subject. Images with a lot of positive space can feel very noisy. They can feel quite intense and bold and intimidating. Using lots of positive space is really good when we want to force the presence of our subject on our viewer. So in countenance to positive space exists negative space. Negative space is the space around our subject or around our positive space. It draws attention to the positive space. It creates contrast. If you think about a cloud in the sky, the cloud would be positive space, and the sky around it would be negative space. Our eyes moving constantly from positive to negative space. Use of lots of negative space can create a sense of tranquility, desolation, peace. So let's just talk about a couple of examples about where we could use lots of positive space in them. So maybe I'm trying to do a campaign for UNICEF, and I'm trying to create some imagery to get the viewer to deal with the horrible conditions of someone that is suffering as a direct result of war. Maybe they're a refugee. And I could use positive space knowing that it creates a lot of tension, and it forces us to deal with the presence of what's in the frame by taking a very close-up image of the subject. Because there's not a lot of negative space for our eyes to escape into, we're really just forced to deal with the amount of tension that there is within that shot. Maybe I want to do something entirely different than that, and I'm doing an advert for a mental health app. And in the mental health app, we want to focus on meditation, about being mindful, about giving people the space to breathe. So in the image, we might have the subject potentially looking up into the sky and leave the sky full of open negative space for them to literally breathe into. So to confirm, positive space is the picture-forming elements of an image, i.e. the subject, and negative space is the space around that. Now, one thing to remember is just because there's some space around the subject does not make that negative space. Negative space needs to be relatively free of texture and not distract the viewer too much in order for it to work as negative space. If we have lots of positive space overlapping with positive space, it makes it too difficult to actually understand what it is that we're looking at, and it has that, as I described before, as Waldo effect.